Alright guys, today I wanted to talk body game, the realities of being lean. So here's the thing. A lot of people have never been lean, so they don't know the struggles of it, at least for natural. So there's like a lot of, obviously there's a lot of positives. You look great, good shoulder to waist ratio. You have more, you feel lighter, right? You have more energy, but there is a point when you get super lean, like the closer you get to 10% body fat, the more that you'll start to feel, the hunger pains, the more that you'll start to have like kind of the side effects of being lean. So I just want to go through some of the realities of being lean that nobody ever seems to talk about. First of all, when you look your greatest, when you look your best, specifically when I was like looking my best, I would go to the gym, I would go to the gym, work out, take my shirt off, take a few pictures. My brother would take like pictures of me, or I would take pictures. And I'd be like, okay, I look all right. But you get like, when you get super lean, you get like this body dysmorphia because you feel like you're working so hard and you feel like you should look like Thor or some shit. And you look great, but while you're lean, you're so irritable and low energy that, you can never, you have like this kind of crazy body dysmorphia, like, dang, I don't look good enough. And then, once you lean bulk, or later down the road, once you look back on the picture, you're like, oh shit, I do look lean. But like in that moment, since you've been working towards it so long and you've been looking in the mirror every day, then you don't really think that you're as lean as you really are. That's one of the things, like the kind of body dysmorphia. Another thing is gonna be irritability, bro. You're gonna be so fucking irritable, bro. Like me, since I'm pretty much lean year round, I mean, it kind of goes with my personality. I mean, I know you guys watch these videos, you're like, is this nigga angry? No, I'm just irritable, bro. I'm irritable like bowel syndrome, bro. I'm irritable, all right? Always. But like, you're gonna be so irritable with like the littlest shit. But at the same time, it kind of helps you set your boundaries. Because I know a lot of people are like, hey man, like, how do you say no to coworkers when they're trying to eat, when they're trying to tell you to eat this? How do you say no to your grandma, bro? I'll say no to my motherfucking grandma, bro. I'll say no to a coworker because I don't give a fuck, bro. If someone's like, here man, just have this, man, I made this cookie for you, I'm like, that's not in my fucking nutrition, bro. I'm not eating that shit. I'm just saying it straight up, right? I'm like more, it almost makes you indirectly more assertive, right? Interestingly enough, because you're so laser focused. Like, you have this very focused mindset when you're lean. Like, everything's efficient, everything's super efficient, because you have limited energy and you want to allocate it to the right places, so you really don't waste time, right? That brings me to my next point. Laser focused productivity. Yes, you have less energy when you're lean, for sure. You're definitely gonna have less energy. Like when you get really lean, not when you're going from like 30% to 20% to 15% to like 12%. Once you get around that 10% and you're there for a while, you're gonna get super, like, you're gonna have lower energy, right? This is only when you have like veins in your abs and shit. I notice if I have 3 to 5 veins in my abs, that's usually when I get, the most low energy or whatever. But you're gonna be more efficient with your time, and you're actually gonna be more productive because you have this limited energy. So I'm actually very productive when I'm lean, very interestingly enough. But I'm like super efficient. I just like allocate my time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna execute this, execute that, execute this. And then since I got to the state of being lean, which increases your discipline obviously, then it really does help in that aspect as well. Another thing that nobody ever talks about, by the way, guys, when it comes to semen retention, I don't believe any of the creators that talk about it, because they never talk about, the nocturnal orgasms that you have. Like, you're gonna have wet dreams when you're on semen retention. They never seem to talk about that. They act like it's perfect and happy-go-lucky. But anyways, the opposite effect happens when you get super lean. You have like zero sex drive, bro. Like, a chick will literally come up to you in the gym and she'll be like, oh my god, like, what's your Instagram? I think you look really good. I've been watching you for a while, or I've been looking at you work out for a while. And you just like, you literally just look at them like, here's my Instagram. Leave me alone, please. I don't care. Like, you literally do not care, right? Which a lot of you guys need that, because a lot of you guys need to touch grass, man. A lot of you guys just literally are just gooning all day and shit like that. But yeah, man, your sex drive is definitely gonna go down. At least when you get super lean. Obviously, once you have a refeed day, if you have like a cheat day or something like that, it'll kind of bounce back up. Or if you go back to eating at maintenance, it'll bounce back up, right? But that's another thing. And another thing is, like, when you get really lean, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, cheat days, this is that. You don't fucking need cheat days. If you're 20-30% body fat, 15% body fat, 18-40% body fat, all that shit. Like, if you're 40, like, a lot of people are 40% body fat and they're 2 weeks in their nutrition, changing their habits, and they're like, dude, I need to cheat day. No, the fuck you don't. The only way to get to 40% body fat is consistent cheat days for years. But like, yeah, once you get to like the 7 to 10 range, that range, or the 7 to 12 range, honestly, then you'll start reincorporating like some refeed days, some cheat days, just to kind of minimize the muscle loss, but also to kind of vamp that energy back up as well, and to kind of regulate everything. Because yeah, your metabolism will start to adjust a little bit. Once you get down there, you'll feel weak, and your leptin and ghrelin levels will be off, and then you kind of have those refeed days, or up your carbs on a few days. and you start to get some more energy. You're able to lift heavier in the gym, you recover faster, all of that stuff. You sleep better, all of that shit's gonna happen, right? Another thing I wanted to point out, when you get like super lean, right? And I'm not even talking about like the competition people deal with the real shit, because I'm like, the leanest I've ever gotten is like not even close to competition prep. All right, it's not even close. But yeah, like you're gonna have like altered sleep when you get to your leanest, obviously, because you'll be on less calories. You know, your stomach will be kind of grumbling, so your sleep won't be as quality. You might get like 4 to 6 hours broken sleep instead of just like 8 hours sleeping like a log. So that'll be something you struggle with as well. Nobody ever talks about that shit, by the way. But like when you look your best, your leanest, this is like currently what you're going through. At least if you're natural, right? At least if you're natural, this is what you'll be currently going through. And yeah, you're gonna have to implement like a serious night routine where you take melatonin and you like force yourself to go to sleep. And sleeping is gonna become an event that you have to hyper fixate and focus on for it to be executed properly, to be honest. But yeah, man, I just wanted to kind of talk about some of these things about being lean, because like I said, I never see anyone talk about these things, and it's like, it's a reality, bro. Like when you look your best, because I remember I went to Alpha Land and I'm looking pretty lean and I'm like flexing and shit, and you know the huzz is staring, you know the huzz is staring, and I just don't give a shit, because it's just like, it is what it is, right? I'm just like, you know, low sex drive. And bro, my Bumble and my Hinge was going fucking crazy, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Hinge, I only got like, I got like 50 matches, but it was only 12 out of 10s. It was like no 9 out of 10s. I don't know what it was, but anyways, yeah, I was like, you know, taking those pictures in the mirror. I was like, oh, I guess I look okay, whatever. And then I like get home a couple of days later. I have a couple of refeed days on my brother's birthday, and then I look back at those pictures. I was like, damn, I looked really lean, man. But I did feel like absolute ass, didn't I? Like that's when I had like, I think I had like 4 veins in my abs and shit like that. But yeah, man, that's the reality of being lean. Most people do aim for about 12 to 20%, that range. You'll be fine in that range. Your testosterone level should be pretty fine. But yeah, man, like a lot of the stuff that Alex Eubank was always talking about in his videos, the reason I really resonated with him is because he actually, like when he was natural, he actually would talk about these things. No one else talked about these things. He'd be like, dude, I'm feeling like shit today. And it's like, obviously you are, because you're like 1% body fat, but like no one understood. People were like, this guy's always complaining. It's like, no, bro. When you actually get lean and you're natural, this is what happens. But no one else in the industry was like, not a lot of people in the industry were natural, so like they never talked about this stuff because they didn't know it happens, because they're not natural. They're just like telling the viewers like, oh yeah, I'm natural. And they're not talking about like, you know, their body's not fluctuating. Like Alex Eubank's body always fluctuated, which is how I knew he was natural, because it's like, he looked lean this day, then he's like, dude, I was hungry yesterday, so I had to eat this. He was like 6% body fat. Of course he was gonna be like extra hungry, so it made sense. So that's why I resonated with it, because when I was like super lean, I was like, damn, bro, I gotta have a refeed day. Then you refeed day, you feel a little bit better, and then you look flat. You look flat a few weeks later, then you refeed day, and then, you know, all that shit would happen, right? But yeah, man, that's the realities of being lean, man. Like, comment, subscribe.